Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and today we are doing a very fun video that is actually a collab with Jess from Peace Love Books. I absolutely love Jess's channel. She is one of the first booktubers that I ever watched when I discovered booktube, and so I'm very excited that she reached out to do this collab with me. And the video that we decided to do is Nanny Romances. Nanny Romances, I feel like, have gotten very popular lately. I've read quite a few of them just in the last couple of months, and one of my favorite things about Nanny Romances is that they tend to be with single dads, and single dad is one of my favorite tropes to read, so I'm very excited about that. And I have some really good, fun books to recommend to you, and I've got quite a few because, like I said, they've gotten very popular lately. So if you haven't read these books, I absolutely recommend them. Make sure that you go and watch Jess's video after finishing this one. It'll be linked in the description box. But other than that, we're gonna get right into the books. So the first book that I have is actually an MM romance, and that is Spotlight by Eden Finley. This book is actually book 2 in the Famous series, but I actually don't think that it would be that it's necessary to read book 1 in order to understand this book, but this is a, like I said, MM romance. The hero, who is the single dad, his name is Ryder, and he used to be part of one of the world's famous boy bands, and the boy band broke up a couple of years ago, and Ryder actually has a daughter now. The mother of the baby, I believe, is in the military, and so Ryder has basically full custody of this child, and he still works in the music industry. He's kind of a producer now, and he needs help with his daughter. And he ends up meeting a man named Lyric, who is actually a aspiring musician, but has been working a nanny job in the meantime in order to make money. And Ryder hires Lyric as his nanny, but Lyric, although he accepts the nanny job, says that his main dream is still to be a musician. And so when Ryder hears Lyric sing, he becomes very invested in his career, and he can introduce him to all sorts of people in the music industry. And it ends up being a romance between Lyric and Ryder, but it is such a cute romance. I really love Lyric and his determination to be a singer and how good he is with children. It's very cute, and I just love this whole romance, and I think it's such a fun one. The second one that I have is actually single mom romance, and that is Rafe by Rebecca Weatherspoon. This one is about a male nanny. So Rafe is this very buff guy. He doesn't look like he would be a nanny, like very stereotypically does not look like what a nanny people would think a nanny would look like. He's this very buff guy. He's been a nanny for a while and has decided that he wants to like get out of being a nanny and he wants to focus on a different career, but he gets a call saying that a woman is kind of desperate and she has twin daughters, and so he decides to take this job as like his last nanny job just to help this woman out. And he gets there and he meets this woman who I believe is a doctor, and she is a recently divorced single mother of twins, and she is in desperate need of some help. But Rafe is very upfront when he is getting hired, and he's like, just so you know, I am incredibly attracted to you, so if you don't hire me because of that, like, I get it. But I love how upfront he is, and I think it was such a fun romance, and it was one of the first ones that I read where it was kind of gender swapped what the stereotypical idea would be. Like, you normally would think like a single father with a female nanny. I loved that this was different, with a powerful woman doctor who's also a mother, and then a male nanny. I just thought that that was different than what I had read before, and I think it was so fun, so good, and I love the romance between Rafe and the heroine whose name I can't remember. The next one that I have is one that I absolutely know is very popular, but if you haven't read it yet, you absolutely should, and that is Heartless by Elsie. This one is gone super popular at the end of last year and is just so well worth the hype. I finally read it at the beginning of this year and it is so freaking good. It's book 2 in the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver, but you could totally read this one without reading the first one, although the first one is very good. This one is a age gap romance, and it is about a hero named Cade who is a single father to his young son, and he needs some help for the summer, and he ends up hiring his brother's girlfriend's best friend, and her name is Willa, and Willa just needs a job for the summer. She is very chaotic and very much like just jumps around to different jobs. She very much like doesn't know exactly 100% like what her like super passion is, like what she wants to do, but she just likes going around to whatever she's feeling in the moment. And she ends up taking this job for the summer with to be a nanny with Cade in order to be closer to her friend in Chestnut Springs. And she and Cade have this most amazing meet cute. I love it so much. It was so funny. But Cade is a very grumpy hero, and Willa just like comes in and like shakes his life up, and I love their chemistry. I love Willa with her relationship with the child. She's not exactly what you would normally call like a kid person, but she does a really good job being a nanny, and I loved this age gap romance. I thought that their chemistry was to die for, and just the like banter and like energy that Willa and Cade have together is just spot on and so good. The next one that I have is Love Me Today by A.L. Jackson. This is another new release. It came out, I think, last month or the month before, but this one is a romantic suspense romance, actually. So the heroine in this one originally gets hired by the hero to be his daughter's horseback riding coach. The daughter and the heroine end up hitting it off really well, so when the hero ends up having to go away for like a couple of days or a weekend, his daughter is very attached to the horseback riding coach, and so he asks her to stay and be his nanny. So this originally doesn't start off as a nanny romance, but ends up sort of becoming that. Her job kind of grows into being more like a nanny, but the heroine's relationship with the daughter is so cute, and the daughter is very shy and quiet, and she has a lot of trauma, and I loved this. The heroine in this one is also very like spunky, which I thought was really fun, and the hero is such a grump, and so he and the heroine do not get off at the right foot, so it's a little tiny, not really enemies, but like they really don't get along at first, and it was hilarious, and I loved that. Their meet cute is also very funny. And I thought that this romance was so fun, so good. The suspense was a really interesting part of the story, and I had a great time with it. Okay, the next one that I have is a Laura Pavlov book. I recently became super obsessed with Laura Pavlov. I read her entire Honey Mountain series, and book 3 in the Honey Mountain series is a nanny romance. You can totally read the Honey Mountain series out of order. I did. So this one is called Make You Mine, and like I said, it's book 3, but it is a age gap nanny romance. The heroine is one of the sisters. This series follows 5 sisters. The heroine is one of the sisters. I can't remember what her name is, but she ends up needing a job. She just graduated from college and she wants to be a writer, and she needs some money and a place to live in the meantime while she is getting her writing career started and starting writing. And so she has a family friend, or the whole family has a family friend who is a single father to 2 daughters, and she offers herself up as the nanny for his daughters because he is a firefighter, and so he works like 48-hour shifts, and so he needs somebody to stay with the girls, and so she offers herself up as the nanny so that she can stay with the girls while he is working, and then she can write when he is at home. And the job comes with like a guest house on the property, and so that works out perfectly for like the both of them, and they're family friends, like I said, but she's grown up, she's older now, she's graduated college, and they see each other in a little bit more of a light. The heroine has sort of had a crush on the hero for a while. He's older than her, but the hero, this is the first time that he's really like experienced the heroine in this new adult light, and they end up growing a lot closer and their relationship changes and they fall in love, and I absolutely loved this romance. I love the daughters. This one is a small town and it has those like really close family and like town community in it that I love. The firehouse is a really like large part of it, and so that like the heroine's father and the hero both work at the firehouse, and so that like community becomes part of the story, and I love the way that they're all like connected to each other. But this romance was so cute, and I love the heroine and her relationship with her sisters and her relationship with the daughters. Like, they've known her for a while because she's been family friends with them, but this is the first time that they've like really felt like, this is the first time that she's really felt like motherly towards them, and I adored this. I thought it was so good. The heroine and the hero did have that like connection, that chemistry that I love, and I thought that this book was fantastic. The next one that I have is a novella, actually, and that is The Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny by Devon Perry. This is a holiday novella. It's very short, takes place around Christmas time, and it is about a hero who moves back, or has decided to move back to his hometown after living away for a long time with his daughter. And so he is home now, and his family throws this like big Christmas party every year, and his daughter is wild, and she really needs she's a lot of work, and so he hires a nanny from a nanny agency, and she comes and she ends up actually being a girl that the hero went to high school with. But the heroine ends up really getting through to the daughter and realizing like what is the daughter's, where her problems come from and why she is the way that she is, and the hero and the heroine end up growing closer and having a romance. And I really, really loved this. It was very short because it is a novella, but it did pack a pretty good punch in such a short book, and I think that it hit all the stops that it needed to, and I had a fun time with it. Okay, so I have one more, and it's going to be my last one, and that is The Last on the List by Amy Dawes. That was worked out really funny. That worked out really well. So this one is another one with a single father, and he normally doesn't have his daughter full time. His ex-wife usually has the child, but his ex-wife is going on a trip to a different country for the summer. He ends up getting the daughter for the summer, and he is a CEO of a company. He's kind of a billionaire, and so he needs somebody to watch the daughter while he's at work, and he has this whole list of like summer activities that he has planned for his daughter, like things that he wants his daughter to do, and he's very hardworking, very structured, and very rigid about his structure, and he has this list of nannies that he wants to like interview, and the last one that was on the list comes in to be interviewed, and her name is Cozy, and she is very laid back, very go with the flow, and she has had a lot of issues in the past with like corporate 9-to-5 type jobs, and so she comes in with this very laid back attitude, and she's like, we're gonna do nothing. We're gonna relax. We're gonna have a good fun summer where we just do whatever we want. We do nothing. And the daughter is like, sign me up. That sounds fun. And she's like, I want to hire this nanny. And the hero is like gonna blow a gasket because he has all this structure planned for his daughter, but the daughter just wants to go with the flow, just wants to be like Cozy, and Cozy just wants to go with the flow. And Cozy needs a house, a place to live, and the nanny job comes with a tiny house on the hero's property, and so she really needs this, and it works out. And I loved this because the hero is so structured, and Cozy is just so, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna do nothing. I'm gonna just relax. We're just gonna go with the flow. And it like really like winds the hero up, but they have this almost instant attraction to each other, and the hero really battles with himself for not wanting to cross the line. It doesn't want to start a relationship or start anything intimate because he is her employer. And so he really struggles with that, and it's so fun, so good. Cozy is also a plus size heroine, but the type of plus size heroine who absolutely loves herself. She has her moments of insecurity, but she is 100% like, for the most part, comfortable with herself, and she like loves her body, is comfortable with her body, and I really loved a heroine like that. And I think that Amy Dawes does a really good job with throughout her multiple books of like showing different types of plus size heroines. And so this was a really, really nice book to see a heroine who just like really is comfortable with herself, loves her life, and is like overcoming a past trauma. And it was so fun. It had some great spicy moments, and I would highly recommend it. But like I said, that was the last one that I had, and so I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Hope you find one that you can enjoy. But like I said in the beginning, make sure that you go and watch Jess's video. It will be linked in the description. But other than that, that's gonna be it. So like this video if you liked it, subscribe, stick around, let me know in the comments below if you have any other nanny romances that I have to read. Other than that, I hope that you have the absolute best day.